Yes, as far as automation is concerned, clearly we are facing that automation is a much more of a driving force, a changing force in impact than globalization. Because we're going to automate anything that can be automated, pretty much anything. So automation, digitization, virtualization, robotization, I call that the megashifts, right? So when we take automation, it's quite clear that we're looking at a scenario where anything that does not require human ingenuity will be automated. That is, for example, call centers, searching for data verification, simple legal work, of course production work, driving, and so on. But the learning is from the past years is that things can be automated and routines can be automated, but most of them can't be 100% automated. So basically what's happening is that automation is not taking away our jobs, it's taking away some of the tasks. Like, now I sit down and I schedule meetings, whatever. Or I do research to find facts. And if I don't have to do that anymore, my job changes. I can move up the food chain. So what automation has always done, in most cases at least, is to make people move up the food chain and do other things that only people can do. So a simple example, used to have about 90% of people in Europe worked in agriculture 100 years ago. And now it's less than 2%. So what happened here is we use lots of machines, make it more efficient, create other jobs. The danger is, however, that we won't be ready, that we won't have the skills to move up, or that there won't be any funds for us to learn how to be less like a machine. Right? I mean, the bottom line of that automation topic really is that if you work like a robot will take your job, and if you learn like a robot, you'll never have a job. So automation is one of those things that's sort of like, it could mean this or it could mean that, but in the end, I think it's quite clear it will happen on the broadest possible level in the next decade, and we have to get ready to move up the food chain and give those simple routine jobs and commodity jobs to the machines. So human nature really is, in the end, that we don't actually feel the need to move until we have either pain or love, mostly pain. And that we're not very good at preempting pain. Right? So we usually have a situation and then we say, oh God, now we have to do something. And then we do it actually very nicely, like the nuclear non-proliferation agreements. It took, I don't know, 1968, 20 years, right, for those to get done, but they're in effect now and they're working. COVID, if we hadn't responded like we did, using technology and AI and scientific collaboration, we would never have a vaccine in like 14 months. We'd probably have 30 million people dead. So we are good at responding and then collaborating under pressure. We're really lousy at looking at something and saying, this is coming, what do we do? Like climate change, or artificial intelligence domination, the singularity, or genetic engineering, or geoengineering. So I think it teaches us that we need to have people who are thinking about what's not already here, who have ideas and visions. And this is widely done in the tech business. Right? So Jeff Bezos and Tim Cook are thinking about things that don't exist, that may exist, and it's all unknown. Right? And so we have to have a lot more of this, and this is why I have always made the pitch that we need sort of a council of the wise people, a global council, an ethics council to think about possibilities. And we have to teach this to our kids, right? To have one leg in the future. And this is just a question of, as I like to say, the future is not about tomorrow, it's not a time frame, it's a mindset. Well, I think the main thing about a mindset is kind of like a character trait. A mindset is not something you can download, or you don't go to a university to get an MBA to get a new mindset. Going to get an MBA will change your mindset, right? But a mindset is something like a character. So some people are shy, other people are introverted, and yet other people are completely extroverted, or they're social or asocial, or whatever the case may be. And we have to we have to grow our character into what is possible to do with it. For example, the future mindset is a decision to say that you're going to spend time on something that's important. This is just like the mindset to keep up your body and not be obese, or to practice or to work out. There's a certain point of a decision-making process when you're facing a reality and saying, oh, I realize I haven't done this. The way that you build your mindset is by nurturing it. It's not by installing something or by looking at a spreadsheet or reading a research report. That's kind of like resilience and agility. You know, some people are extremely resilient, and other people are struggling to be resilient, but they can't find out how. It's like creativity. If you go into a group of people and you say, now be creative, well, it doesn't work that way. These are character traits that we have to develop, and if you're in a company that is not resilient and it's not creative, then you have to start on developing the characters in the company, and you have to create room for it. So this is why it's so important when I speak to people about the future mindset. Part of that is the experimentation and the playing, to go back to be able to play and to try stuff and not to be afraid of what happens. And this is why cultures that have more fear, generally speaking, are more afraid of thinking about the future, but because it requires taking a leap. And this is why America is so great at the future, right? Because taking a leap is like a daily or an hourly occurrence in America. It's a cultural question. Right? So bottom line is, when you think about the future mindset, that requires a cultural change in the organization and a character change in yourself.